Meet John. Like you, he's taken on the job of people management. And like you, John could use some tips. Volunteering Australia tells us that formal volunteering takes place through not-for-profit organisations or projects for the benefit of the community and the volunteer, of the volunteer's free will, and for no financial payment. In 2016, 3.6 million Australians aged over 15 were engaged in voluntary work through an organisation or group. That's around 19% of the population. Around 17% of Australian males and 21% of Australian females aged over 15 volunteered in 2016. As humans, we are easily conditioned. The way we see the world is affected by the lens through which we look. This means that club volunteers can become set in their ways. Just because volunteers in our club have done things a certain way for years doesn't necessarily mean that's the best or only way. Avoid roadblock thinking. Be open to exploring new ideas and listen up when volunteers make suggestions for streamlining or improving operations. Stay away from roadblock thinking like, "We do it like this because that's how we've always done it." Or, "Oh, we tried that once, didn't work." Or even worse, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it." There are 4 main steps in effectively managing people in a voluntary organisation: recruitment, selection and training, ongoing management, and rewards and recognition. When recruiting, create a positive volunteer culture, making sure that everyone knows that many hands make light work. It's easy to ignore emails or loudspeaker announcements, so approach new volunteers face to face. Be honest, give clear instructions, and provide realistic time estimates for volunteer tasks. Volunteers should be screened to ensure they're fit with the club and its volunteer positions. During screening, assess a volunteer's skills, experience, and availability, and then match them to your needs. Remember that legal requirements can apply when screening volunteers, such as working with children checks. It's important to make new recruits feel welcome and comfortable through a proper induction. This may include giving them a tour of your facilities, having volunteer position descriptions, sharing your codes of conduct, and involving them in your strategic planning. Recognising and rewarding volunteers requires an ongoing commitment. Some ideas include providing club shirts to volunteers in key roles, discounted membership for the children of volunteers, and Volunteer of the Month or Volunteer of the Year awards. The best reward is for a volunteer to feel that they have contributed real value. In most clubs, there is a small group of people doing most of the volunteer work. The significant effort from a core group of volunteers helps to keep the cost of participation down for the rest of the club's membership. However, clubs are beginning to recognise that this is unsustainable in the long term. Many clubs are successfully drawing a line in the sand between what people should do as volunteers and what the club should be paying people to do. For example, some sports clubs are employing staff or contractors in roles such as canteen convener, administrator, bookkeeper, or handyman. Remember, time is more valuable than money. You can spend money and always make more money, but once you spend your time, you can never get it back. So focus on sharing the work around, perhaps identifying suitable paid roles, and looking for tools to enhance efficiency for your volunteers. Don't rely on sweetheart deals such as handshake agreements with individual members, sponsors, or landlords. Instead, focus on reliable systems, because people may leave, but good systems will remain for future committees. A happy volunteer is someone who spends only the amount of time they want to commit to volunteering and spends that time doing exactly the volunteer work they love. So apply some good systems and volunteer management ideas so that every volunteer can be a happy volunteer.